live. Oh, man. Shalom, 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 everybody. How y'all doing? Welcome back, man, to Reading with Shalom. What's up, man? I'm Shalom. I'm out here. Out here, baby. And we back here for part 25. Part 25 of The Black Jacobins by C.L.R.JAMES. The Toussaint Louverture and the San Domingo Revolution, man. I feel like reading tonight, man. Let's get back at it. That's the objective. You have breath to breathe, then you have all you need to succeed, man. I might have to stop this and do it over. It's not looking right. But, hey, whenever you come on in, somebody hit the chat. Hit the chat. Let me know the chat working. Like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your people, man. Shiloh out here reading shit, baby. We doing shit. We learning shit. We building shit. We about to be better than we was before. That's the objective. That's the objective. That's the objective. Shalom, shalom, shalom. And we almost done with the book, man. We still got a little ways to go, but we're moving forward on the book. We're in chapter 13, and we are moving forward. Hey, whoever that is, say something in the chat. There you go. Thank you, Ms. Boxy. Thank you. We still got about 50-something pages. I lied. 45 pages. We got about 45 pages left to go in the book, which we're going to keep pushing on. We're going to keep pushing on so we can finish up. We'll see how this lasts because I think something wrong. I think I uploaded it wrong. But we'll see. We'll see. Reading with Shiloh, baby. Since I'm up and I'm feeling it, let's get to it. Let's roll. Let's roll our way. Let's continue rolling our way through chapter 13 and see how far we can get, man. How far we can get. Shit, maybe I could read about 10 pages. I don't know. If I'm feeling it tonight. Maybe we could read about 10 pages. I know I'm not about to read the 40 or something. But hey, we'll keep pushing in the War of Independence. Pick up where we left off. I was reading sloppy this morning. Reading Rising Scripts wonderfully. And then when I tried to backdoor it, I read horrible. But we'll see if we can make up for it tonight and see if I can read better tonight than I read this morning. But, man, so get your ass up. Let's get ready, man. Let's get ready and work our body before we work our mind, and then we're going to work our body again. I already been working my body, man. I did all type of shit. But, hey, let's keep going for the video. What's a little bit more? I'm going to do my 250. Y'all need to do at least 50. Shit. What up, yup? What up? Shalom, shalom. We're about to get in here and read, man. We're about to read. But before we read, man, we're going to help our body out. We're going to help us out. And we're going to work out a little bit. We're going to do a little something. Me, I'm going to do 100 push-ups. I mean, 100. Oh, I lied. I'm going to do 100 jumping jacks and 100 of the float things and then 50 push-ups. 50 push-ups. 25 up and count 25 down. And then at the end of the episode, we'll do the same thing. We'll do the same thing so we can work our body, man. We can work our body a little bit. Work our body along with working our mind. It's not here, baby. That's for sure. We got learning here. That's what we got over here. Learning. But anyway, let me get this off so I can do my 100. So I can do my 100 jumping jacks and get them out the way, man. You need to get off your ass. Work your body, baby. Get up off your ass. We are learning and reading about the Black Jacobins, the Toussaint Louverture and the San Domingo Revolution by C.L.R.JAMES. That's what we're going to be going into tonight. We're going to be trying to roll our way through the pages through the last chapter 13 of the book. But before we do that, we got to work our body. So we're going to work our body, work our mind, work our body. Again, that is the routine that I'm trying to build. That is the new habit that I'm trying to build for me, you know. Now, what you going to do, that's on you. I asked you to do 25 things at least. Do 25 things. I'm going to do mine. By the time we doing, I need to do, I mean, y'all need to be doing 50. Now, if I moved up to 250, y'all need to be doing 50. But I'm going to go ahead and do mine whether y'all do y'all's or not. So come on, get your ass up. Get your ass up and let's do something. Let's do something so we can read. Ooh. Oh, Lord, I'm about to be tired. It was hurting my ankle this morning, but hey, we'll get it, man. We'll get it. Let's do something so we can read. Work your body. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Now, I know what I need. That's why I'm doing jumping jacks. You know what your body needs. 50. I'm going to 100. You know what your body needs, so do what your body needs. I need a little cardio. I'm trying to lose my gut. Oh, the little one I have. 50. I don't like my shirt hanging out like that. 50. I'm on 50. I stopped on 50. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 7, 98, 99, 100. 100 jumping jacks. I feel my shorts falling. I felt it. Let's get this going. Oh, man. Let's get it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 8, 9, 30, 31, 2, 33, 34, 35, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 45, 46, 40, 48, 49, 50, 51, 2, 53, 4, 55, 56, 58, 59, 60, 61, 2, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 75, 76, 78, 79, 80. Oh, I feel it in my inner thighs. I feel it. Oh, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 9, 90, 91, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 100. I know I fucked up. I fucked up my count. 50 push-ups, 25 up, 25 down. Let's get it. 25 up, 25 down. And then we'll read. Work your body, work your mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20, 21, 22, 4, 25. 25 down, 25 down. Let's get it. 25 down, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's my 250. It's my 250 things. Whew, man. Whew. Oh, shit. Shiznit. Which one is which? All right, here we go. Ooh-wee. Let me catch my breath. I wasn't dropping my drawers. I was fixing my shirt and making sure my sweats was tight. It was tied tight. What up? All right, now let's get into it, man. So, in the last episode, our last session of the book, we was reading about how Toussaint was getting ready to give old Bonaparte what he wanted. And, the boy Leclerc that was sent down there by Bonaparte to kind of take over Saint Domingo, he was lying through his teeth and telling Bonaparte that, he was doing all this and that, and how he was giving Toussaint a hard time, but Toussaint was whipping their ass. Toussaint and his boys, Dessalines, and who else? I forget his other homeboy, Christophe, but Christophe gave in, and then Toussaint gave in after that. But they was whipping their ass down there. They was whipping the French ass. But it was so many people dying, and Leclerc was upset because all the men that he had down there was dying off. Whether it be they was in a hospital or they hadn't even gotten to the yellow fever part yet, but a lot of them was dying from disease, and he was crying and begging for 25,000 men because that's the only way he feared that he could hold Saint Domingo. So we're at the point. We're going to see what Bonaparte, Leclerc is still writing his letter. I'm still reading the letter that Leclerc wrote to Bonaparte, lying about what he did and what he told Toussaint and what Toussaint told him. So, yes, indeed. So we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going and see what Leclerc has to say. And hopefully we can get further. That is the objective tonight. We're not going to finish chapter 13 because it's 40-something pages to finish it. But we'll go ahead and keep moving through it so we can get closer to finishing it. Ain't no fucking roach on my wall. Ain't no roaches in my house. You must be used to roaches in your house. Anyway, let's get it. For sure. Let's get it. Chapter 13, this is part 25 of the Black Jacobins, Toussaint Louverture and the Saint Domingo Revolution. Chapter 13, the War of Independence. This is the letter, continuing the letter from Leclerc. My position becomes worse every day. Sickness carries off the men, and Toussaint is not to be trusted, as I had indeed expected, but I have drawn from the submission the objective I have expected, which was to detach from him his Dessalines and Christophe with their troops. And I am going to order his arrest, and I think I can reckon sufficiently on Dessalines, and of whose mind I have made myself master to charge him to go and arrest Toussaint. I do not think I shall miss him. And what makes me take this daring resolution, Citizens' Council, is that it is necessary for me to revive in the colony the idea of my strength by some act of rigor. But if I did not receive reinforcements, my position would become worse. And do not be surprised if I say that it is possible to miss him. For the last fortnight, this man has been extremely mistrustful. And it is not that I have given any handle to his mistrust, but he regrets the power. And as soon as I am assured of his person, I shall make him leave for Corsica and give orders that he should be imprisoned in one of the castles in that island. And I beg you to give orders that 10,000 men be sent to me immediately. Yeah, he wanted the men, man. That's what he wants. He went from 25,000 to 10,000. He wants something. This boy begging, crying and begging and lying. My health has been very unsteady, and it is a little better, but this climate is extremely unfavorable to me. All I desire is to be able to remain here until next Ventos, and I hope at that period to have sufficiently advanced my work in order that I might leave it to my secure without any anxiety. And despite the ravages made here by death, there is no discouragement in the army. That boy was lying. Them people were scared. Them people were scared. Them people were scared, man. I'm not sure that. Them French was scared, man. They didn't know what to do with Toussaint. If Toussaint wouldn't have gave up, man, them French would have been crying like some babies. They'd have been killed. Toussaint would have waited for it was a rainy season about to come, and they wasn't going to be able to hold up in the rainy season. They didn't know how to fight on the terrain. They was already dying left and right. And yellow fever was about to set in as well. The yellow fever had the French army in its grip, and Toussaint and Dessalines had known that this was coming, and had calculated on it. But for Christophe and Toussaint, it is unlikely that Dessalines would ever had submitted. And soon it would be time to strike, and Dessalines, who had formerly worshipped Toussaint, determined to get him out of the way, as well as Christophe, for their pro-French leanings. And he pretended to be absolutely devoted to Leclerc and suggested to him that the colony would never be at peace unless Toussaint was sent out of it. Now, Christophe and Clairvaux told Leclerc the same, and they were sincere. And Dessalines was equally sincere that Haiti would only be at peace when Toussaint was removed, and only the peace be planned was the destruction of Leclerc and the expulsion of everything French from the island. That's right, Dessalines, get their ass. Dessalines know what to do. Sitting on my hair. He saw what had to be done and could trust no one except himself to do it. And since the days of Crit-à-Perot, Dessalines had his program for the national independence ready, and Rochambeau, who knew him well, ceaselessly warned his brother officers that Dessalines meditated treachery. And Leclerc knew that it was Dessalines who mattered, and feeling himself master of Dessalines, he took the step. Now Toussaint was not plotting, and Leclerc reproached him with suspicious actions. And Toussaint proved that he was working on his plantation and nothing more. And on June 7th, General Brunet wrote to Toussaint asking for a meeting at his headquarters. Now the letter overflowed with assurances of good faith and the personal sincerity and honor of the writer. Now Toussaint was not well, and he had received warning from friends that Leclerc intended to arrest him. And nevertheless, he decided to go. It may be that he had confidence in Brunet's assurances, but his whole career, all his policy, his whole attitude to Leclerc from the beginning to the last denied this. And if he did not go to this interview for fear of arrest, then he would have to fly and begin the war again, in a position infinitely worse than when he had come to the terms. And on the other hand, it was unlikely that the clerk would dare to arrest him with Dessalines, Belair, and the others still had command of their troops. It was here that he was wrong, and he met Brunet at 8 in the evening, accompanied by only 2 officers. The men talked for a few minutes, and then Brunet begged to be excused for the moment. As soon as Brunet left, some grenadiers with fixed bayonets having Ferrari, Leclerc's aide-de-camp, at their head, entered the house. Toussaint rose and drew his sword. Ferrari, with lowered point, went up to him. General, we have not come here to do you any harm. We merely have orders to secure your person. And Toussaint submitted. They bound him like a common criminal, arrested his aide-de-camp, arrested his wife, son, and niece, treating them with every indignity. And they broke into his house, stole his money, his jewels, and his family papers, destroyed his plantations. They rushed the family on board a frigate, which was waiting in the harbor of Le Cap, and embarked them for France. As Toussaint stepped on board the boat, he spoke to Savary, the captain, some words which he had doubtless carefully prepared, his last legacy to his people. In overthrowing me, you have cut down in San Domingo only the trunk of the tree of liberty. it will spring up again by the roots, for they are numerous and deep. The news of Toussaint's arrest came like a cold shock to the whole population, and whatever Toussaint had done, he stood for liberty. And round about in Innery and in the mountains, the drums were beating and calling the people to revolt. And in the heights of Plaisance, Dundon, and around, the mass insurrection against Leclerc began. But the population as a whole gave little sign of interest, and Leclerc was deceived, but not Leclerc and others of his officers. Dissimulation is the refuge of the slave, and the unnatural calm frightened some of the whites. And the black masses did nothing because they did not know what to do. And they saw Maurepas, Dessalines, Christophe, and their officers maintaining their command. And Leclerc, as he had said from the time he came, swore that he had no design against liberty. And Toussaint had fought, then submitted. And now, as Leclerc said, he had been guilty of treason. Leclerc proclaimed that he had 2 letters proving Toussaint's treason and published one. It was a forgery, for when the home government asked him for proofs in order to bring Toussaint to trial, he confessed that he had none. And let post-mortem and retrospective arguments about morality be the happy hunting ground and well-fed professors. Now, Leclerc had been instructed to get rid of Toussaint and had to get rid of him, but the arrest did not help Leclerc. If the First Consul wishes to have an army in San Domingo in the month of October, he must have it sent from France, for the ravages of sickness here are too great for words, and not a day passes without my being told of the death of someone whom I have cause to regret bitterly. Man cannot work here much without risk of life. And since my arrival in this country, I have often been in very poor health from having worked too hard. The government must seriously think of sending me a successor. It is quite impossible for me to remain here more than 6 months, and I reckon by that time to hand over the colony free from the state of war to the one who will be designated to replace me. Now my health is so wretched with that I would consider myself very fortunate if I can last that long. Let me take this shit off. There we go. I have notified you, citizen minister, in one of my last dispatches of the pardon which I have been pleased to grant General Toussaint. This ambitious man, from the moment I pardoned him, has not ceased his underhand conspiracies. The report which have reached me, even through General Dessalines of the way he has behaved since his submission, leave me no doubt on that score, and I gave orders for his arrest, and it was no easy matter. I am sending to France with all his family this man who is such a danger to San Domingo. The government, citizen minister, must have him put in a very strong place situated in the center of France, so that he may never have any means of escaping and returning to San Domingo, where he has all the influence of the leader of a sect. If in 3 years this man were to reappear in San Domingo, perhaps he would destroy all that France had done there. I entreat you, send me some troops, and without them I cannot undertake the disarming of the population, and without the disarming I am not master of this colony. The morality continues and makes frightful ravages, and consternation exists among the troops in the West and the South. Yeah, he was scared, man. That boy Leclerc was a liar. He was scared of the power Toussaint have, but I hope Dessalines come back and show his ass. Now, after Toussaint's embarkation, some men tried to make a disturbance, and I have had them shot and deported. And since then, some colonial troops seem to be getting rebellious. I have had their leaders shot. Now, these troops are now concealing their discontent, and the disabandonment of being effective is being effective. And the black generals are well aware at this moment that I am going to destroy their influence entirely in this country. But they dare not raise the standard of rebellion. One, because they detest each other and know very well that I would destroy them, the one with the aid of the other. And 2, because the blacks are not brave and this war has scared them. 3, because they are afraid to measure themselves against the man who destroyed their leaders. And under these circumstances, I am marching steadily and rapidly towards my goal. The South and West are almost disarmed. And in the North, the disarming will begin in 8 days. The police is being organized, and as soon as the disarmament is over and the police in position, I shall strike the last blow. And if I succeed, as is probable, then San Domingo will be really restored to the Republic. That boy want to make them slaves again. That's why I hope Dessalines, come back and do his thing. You cannot keep Toussaint at too great a distance from the sea and put him in a position that is too safe. This man has raised the country to such a pitch of fanaticism that his presence would send it up again in flames. And since our landing here, we have been constantly in the breach. Since the day that we have no longer had cause to fear the weapons of the rebels, the sickness has been making frightful havoc amongst us. And I shall be very fortunate if my health permits me to execute all that I say. But I have no inclination to spend a second year in San Domingo. It is too cruel to exist as I am existing, and maintaining my existence only by artifices. If at the end of my operations the government has not sent me a successor, then I shall use the power given me by the First Council by word of mouth of quitting San Domingo when my operations are over. It was July, and Leclerc, months behind in his program, his soldiers dying in thousands, now had to disarm the revolutionary North, and it was now or never. And naturally, the best persons to use were the black generals. The insurrections were spreading daily in the North, and at the call for arms, it doubled there and spread to the South and the West. Now, Durance, Semedy Smith, Jean Pennery, and other nameless petty chieftains, North, South, and West, each in his own district, summoned the blacks to revolt. Give up their arms. What for? Santhanax had told them. And if you wish to keep your liberty, use your arms on the day that the white authorities ask you for them. And because any such request is the infallible sign and the precursor of the return to slavery. As they were driven from the place, they reappeared in another, and one region would be pacified. But as soon as the soldiers moved to another, the first broke out again, and the French, disheartened, began to blame Leclerc for not getting rid of all the black and mulatto generals along with Toussaint. But no one observed that in the new insurrection of San Domingo, as in all the insurrections which attacked constituted authority, it was not the avowed chiefs who gave the signal for revolt, but obscure creatures, for the greater part personal enemies of the colored generals. It is a recurrent tale, and this, it is the curse of the masses always, not as then, that those who have shouted most always quail when the time for action arrives, and worse still, find some good reason for collaborating with the enemy. Now Christophe, Maurepas, and the rest hunted down these brigands, and the French feared Lamartine and ambushed him even while he was in their service. Pitiable. What is a pitiable? A pitiable. Pitiable. A pitiable. 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 I think that's how you pronounce it. Pitiable.
Here's the definition of applicable.
Pitiable.
Pitiable.
Pitiable. Deserving or arousing pity. Them ambushing Lamartine was pitiable. pitiable. A pitiable death for that splendid officer, and Dessalines hunted down brigands with the rest, biding his time. But the insurrection grew always, and while it grew, the fever took its toll. The French could bury their dead in formal fashion no longer, but threw them into huge holes at night, lest the blacks should see how the army was wasting away. And as if that could hide it, Leclerc, his health broken, went to Tortuga to recuperate. And feeling better, he left the island to come back to Le Cap. And as soon as he left, an insurrection burst behind him. It was crushed there, and only to break out among the blacks around Molay and St. Nicolas. And in early July, the rumors began to spread through the island that the French government was restoring slavery. Oh, that rumor was correct. They was trying to do so. Once more, the masses had shown greater political understanding than their leaders, and Bonaparte had indeed taken the step. Now, Richepens in Guadeloupe had carried out instructions similar to those of Leclerc, and there the mulattoes ruled, and he had defeated them, had deported their leaders and others, some 3,000 people in all, and had the black population under his feet. And Leclerc's boastful letter telling lies about the way he had beaten Toussaint had done the rest. And the French officers had been ashamed to let Bonaparte know the true results of their battles with the black generals. And after the defeat of Debelle by Maurepas, Desfourneaux wrote to Dugas, "He, Debelle, has attacked Maurepas. He has been repulsed and grievously wounded. It is feared that he will die, and Maurepas holds his position unshaken with 3,000 men and 6 pieces of artillery." This information is very exact, but when Dugas reported this to the Minister of War, it was translated into, "General Dubert, after diverse engagements with Maurepas, General of Brigade, a Negro, has received the submission of this chief, who has judged it more prudent to become a servant of the Republic than to get himself piped out by our gallant soldiers whose adore it is impossible to resist." Yeah, they steadily lying. With these smoothly false reports, Bonaparte must have thought that the job is not quite finished and would not present much difficulty, and there was no more necessity for prevaricate. 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 Prevaricate.
Here's the definition of prevaricate: speak or act in an evasive way.
There was no more necessity to speak or act in an evasive way. Oh, so that means he wasn't going to beat around the bush. He was going to be straight up. There was no more necessity to prevaricate. He did not begin with San Domingo or Guadeloupe. He started with the French colonies that had been restored by Britain to France at the Treaty of Amiens. At a session of legislature in May, Bru explained the new policy. Free peoples are jealous of their noble prerogatives, and they have their egoism. But the sentiment must not be carried too far, not as far as the French West Indies at any rate. The blacks were referred to as the guilty, and many proposed that they should be terrorized by decimation. And the Abbé Gregory, still a legislator of France, sat listening to them, and perhaps in his mind's eye, the gallant old priest saw not these heartless, rapturous representatives of the new bourgeois France, but the convention on that day of February 4th, 8 days before, when slavery had been abolished without a debate. But the Paris masses were in the streets then, and Abbé Gregory said nothing. And Bonaparte, noticing it, asked him for his opinion. "I think," replied Gregory, "that listening to such speeches is sufficient to show that they are spoken by whites. If these gentlemen were this moment to change color, they would talk differently. and Bonaparte swore at him, and the restoration of slavery for Martinique. Isle de Bourbon and other islands was passed by 211 votes to 60. Yeah, they're going to need to fight, baby. They're going to need to fight. But the maritime bourgeois were clamoring for more. And in a few days, the slave trade was officially restored for all the colonies, and the incoming Africans were to be slaves as of old, and followed step by step the prohibition of colored people coming to France, the restoration of the prohibition of mixed marriages, the discrimination against mulattoes, and Bonaparte stopped short at actually declaring slavery restored in San Domingo and Guadalupe. But even before the first decree in May had been written to Richepince and Leclerc, telling them to restore slavery when they saw fit, rumors of all this were coming through to San Domingo, while Leclerc, with Bonaparte's instructions still his secret, continued to assure the blacks that he had no intention to restoring slavery. And as soon as Richepince received Bonaparte's final instructions, he restored slavery, and every ship was bringing back emigrant colonists to San Domingo, thirsting for revenge, eager for the old days. No slavery, no colony. They said it openly, and while Leclerc denied it and the black and mulatto population listened in alarm, agents of the maritime bourgeois were busy trying to place orders. Give me 10 slaves here, 50 slaves here, 30 slaves here. 30 niggas. Negroes, the Negri. Then one day late in July, a frigate, the Concorde, entered the harbor of Le Cap, and having on board blacks deported from Guadalupe, and that night some of them jumped overboard and swam ashore to give their brothers in San Domingo the news that slavery had been restored in Guadalupe, and the insurrection became general. This unexpected exposure of Bonaparte's secret intentions threw Leclerc into mortal terror. I bet you, scare your ass. Do not think of establishing slavery here for some time. I think I can do everything in order that my successor should have only the government's decision to put into effect. But after the innumerable proclamations I have issued here to assure the blacks of their liberty, I do not wish to contradict myself, but assure the First Council that my successor will find everything ready. The districts of Plaisance, Gros Monet, Port de Paix, St. Louis, Les Borny, and are in revolt. But I hope that this will be the last crisis. And the malady is making such frightful progress that I cannot calculate where it will end. The hospitals alone at Le Cap have lost this month 100 men a day. And to the maladies, the insurrections, must be added the shortage of cash in which you leave us. If that continues ever so little with the reinforcements I expect, and the hospital so costly, I shall see my troops in revolt, and because I shall not be able to administer to their needs. My position is no better. The insurrection spreads, the malady continues, and all the blacks are persuaded by letters which have come from France, by the law which reestablished the slave trade, by the decree of General Richepince, which reestablished slavery in Guadalupe, that the intention is to make them slaves again, and I can ensure their disarmament only by long and stubborn conflicts. These men do not wish to surrender. It must be admitted that on the eve of settling everything here, the political circumstances of which I have spoken to you above have almost destroyed my work. The unfortunate measure you have adopted have destroyed everything and inflamed minds. We will no longer be able to reduce the blacks except by force of arms. And for this, we need an army and funds, and without which the prosperity of San Domingo is in grave danger. I have asked you, citizen minister, for a successor. That letter, like many others I have addressed to you, has received no reply, and the government must think of sending me a man who can replace me at need. It is not that I am thinking of quitting my post at a difficult moment, but my health is continually becoming worse, and there is no one who might replace me to the advantage of the Republic. I shall do all I possibly can to prevent the insurrection from spreading between now and the first Rendemari, but by that time, the 9,000 men you have promised me will no doubt have arrived, and I shall go through the rebel districts with the same vigor I adopted at my first campaign. Terror will precede me, and woe to those who will not obey me blindly. But for that, I need money and troops. Death was wrought such frightful havoc among my troops that when I tried to disarm the North, a general insurrection broke out. I feared nothing from Christophe, but I am not sure of Dessalines, and the first attacks have driven the rebels from the positions they occupied. But they fell back to other cantons, and in the insurrection there is a veritable fanaticism, and these men get themselves killed but they refuse to surrender. I entreat you, citizen council, to do nothing which might make these anxious about their liberty until I was ready, and that moment was rapidly approaching. And suddenly the law arrived here which authorizes the slave trade in the colonies, with business letters from Nantes and Havre asking if blacks can be sold here. And more than all that, General Richepince has just taken a decision to reestablish slavery in Guadeloupe. In this state of affairs, Citizen Council, the moral force I have obtained here is destroyed, and I can do nothing by persuasion. I can depend only on force, and I have no troops. And now, Citizen Council, that your plans for the colonies are perfectly known, if you wish to preserve San Domingo, send a new army, send above all money, and I assure you that if you abandon us to ourselves, as you have hitherto done, this colony is lost, and once lost, you will never regain it. My letter will surprise you, Citizen Council, after those I have written to you. But what general can calculate on the mortality of 4/5 of his army and the uselessness of the remainder? Who has been left without funds as I have, and in a country where purchases are made only for their weight in gold, and wherewith money I might have got rid of much discontent? Could I have expected in this circumstances the law relating to the slave trade, and above all the decrees of General Richepince reestablishing slavery and forbidding the men of color from signing themselves as citizens? I have shown you my real position with frankness of a soldier. I am grieved to see all that I have done here on the point of being destroyed. And if you have been the witness of the difficulties of all sorts which I have overcome and the result I have obtained, you would grieve with me on seeing my position. But however disagreeable it may be, I still have hopes of succeeding. I make terrible examples, and since terror is the sole resource left me, I employ it. And at Tortuga, of 450 rebels, I had 60 hanged, and today everything is in perfect order. And all the proprietors or merchants who came or come from France speak of slaves, and it seems that there is a general conspiracy to prevent the restoration of San Domingo to the Republic. Send me immediately reinforcements. Send me money, for I am in a really wretched position. I have painted the pessimistic picture of my situation, and do not think that I am in any way cast down by what is happening. I shall be always equal to circumstances, whatever they may be, and I shall serve you with the same zeal as long as my health permits me. It is now worse, and I am no longer able to ride. And bear in mind that you must send a successor. I have no one here who can replace me in the critical situation in which the colony will be for some time. And Jeremy is in revolt, and I have no other news from the quarter. And Christophe and Dessalines have begged me not to leave them here after my departure, and that allows you to judge of the confidence they have in me. I hope in the first days of Brumaire to be able to send to France or elsewhere all disruptive persons. And when I leave the colony, will be ready to receive the regime which you wish to give it. But it will be for my successor to take the final step. And if you agree, I shall do nothing contrary to what I have proclaimed here. General Richpince conducts himself in a manner which is very impolitic, which is very impolitic and very clumsy in so far as San Domingo is concerned. And if I had not cut off many heads here, I should have been chased from the island long ago and would not have been able to fulfill your plans. The black generals lead the columns, and they are well surrounded. And I have ordered them to make terrible examples, and I use them always when I have something terrible to do. The decrees of General Richpince have repercussions here and are the source of great evil. And the one which restored slavery from having been issued 3 months too early will cost the army and the colony of San Domingo many men. P.S. I have just heard of the bloody fight that General Boyer has experienced in Gros Morne. And the rebels here have been exterminated. 50 prisoners have been hung, and these men die with an incredible fanaticism. They laugh at death, and it is the same with the women. This frenzy is the result of the proclamations of Richpince and the fire-eating proposals of the colonists. It appears to me, from the orders that you send me, that you have not got a clear idea of my position here. And you order me to send the black generals to Europe, and it would be very simple to arrest them all the same day. But I use these generals to quell the revolts which never stop. I have just discovered a great plot which aimed at raising the whole colony in revolt by the end of the Thermidor, and it was only partially executed for lack of a leader. It is not enough to have taken away Toussaint. There are 2,000 leaders to be taken away. That boy's scared. That boy is scared. We're going to read about another page or so. Another page and a half. Page or two. I'll stop. Let me mark where I'm going to stop. I'm on 346. I'm going to stop on 348. The masses were fighting and dying as only revolutionary masses can, and the French army was wasting away. Despair was slowly choking Leclerc. But still, these blacks and mulattoes generals continued to fight for Leclerc against the brigands, and the mulattoes and the former free continued to stick it to the French, hoping that the fate of Guadeloupe and Martinique would not befall them. And in August, Charles Belair, heartbroken since Toussaint had been arrested, Toussaint used to call him his Lambanius, and stirred to resentment at the cruelty of the French, joined the insurrection, and as if they were only waiting for someone in authority to lead them, the whole population of the Artibonite and revolted with him. And this did not suit Dessalines. Belair was his rival and Toussaint's favorite, and Belair had in the early days of the expedition saved the lives of many whites, and Dessalines invited him to the interview, hinting at a combination against the French. And Belair and Sanet came, for the women were now fighting side by side with the men, and Dessalines arrested them both and sent them to Leclerc. It was a treacherous crime, but it was not treachery to the revolution. For in the very month of August, Dessalines and Pichon, while they hunted down brigands, came to an understanding at last. But Clairvaux the mulatto and Christophe, Laplume, Paul Louverture, Marapus stood waiting, God knows for what, and without them neither Dessalines nor Pichon could move. With a skill and tenacity which astonished their their seasoned opponents, the little local leaders not only beat off attacks, but maintained a ceaseless harrying of the French posts and giving them no peace, so that the soldiers were worn out and nerve-wracked and fell in thousands to yellow fever. And when the French sent large expeditions against them, they disappeared in the mountains, leaving a trail of flames behind them, and returning when the weary French retreated to destroy still more plantations and carry their attacks into the French lines. And running short of ammunition, the laborers in the mountains around Port-au-Paix attacked this important town and drove out the garrisons, killed the whites, burned the houses that had been rebuilt, and took possession of the fort with 25,000 pounds of powder. Get that shit, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Who comes to recapture it? Marpus, who had commanded in the district and had so valiantly driven off the attacks of Humbert, Debelle, and Hardy. He and the French, with the vigorous counterattack, recaptured the fort, but the insurgents, with incredible activity, men, women, and children, all had got back to the mountains more or less heavily laden. And the masses of the North Plain ran to put themselves under the guidance of these new leaders. And all that the old gang would do was to threaten Leclerc. Some of the blacks who had been slaves attempted to purchase their freedom from their former masters, and these refused, and singled out as their private property high officials and officers, men who had shed their blood on the battlefield and served with distinction in the administration. Now, Christophe told General Ramel that if he thought slavery was to be restored, he would burn the whole of San Domingo to the ground. A black general dining with Leclerc pointed to his two daughters and asked him, "Are these to go back to slavery?" It was as if they could not believe it. So your liberal or social democratic hesitates and dithers until the sledgehammer of fascism falls on his head, or a Franco launches his carefully prepared counter-revolution. And we're going to stop right there. So we stopped on page 348. We're almost there, man. We got about 20-something pages. 20-something pages left to go. I think I definitely read better tonight. I definitely read better tonight than I did this morning, man. Definitely better tonight. Definitely better tonight. All praises for that. I still stumbled over some words. But I definitely read better. Man, them pink people was lying. Boy, Leclerc was lying his ass off. He didn't want them to know how bad they was hurt. Man, we getting our ass whipped out here. Them niggas is whipping us. He didn't want to tell Bonaparte that shit. Tell Bonaparte the truth. Tell the truth, shame the devil. Tell that boy how you getting your ass whipped. Tell that boy how you getting your ass whipped down here. Woo-wee. I feel that sleep monster coming on me now. Oh boy. Well, that has been part 25. Part 25 of the Black Jacobins by C.L.R.JAMES, the Toussaint Louverture and the San Domingo Revolution. Man, they done arrested my boy Toussaint. They arrested his wife, his children. Shit, they got everybody. Lottie-dottie, everybody. We can't leave none of these niggas. And what he say? He say, don't, hey, you need to take him far away. Put him in a castle in prison in the center of France. Far away from here, man, because that boy, if he get free, there's going to be too much damage here in San Diego. If he ever come back, don't let him ever come back here. If he come back here, oh, we lost it. We have lost it. It's going to be worse than before. And he would be right. Because if he ever got loose, I think by that time, Toussaint's mind would have, his screws that was loose and was for the pink folks. and for the Republic of France would have had a change of mind. I think he would have had a change of mind. Especially with Dessalines there. I think Dessalines probably would have talked to him. I think Pichon would have talked to him. I think they would have convinced him, especially with knowing the things that was going on in Guadalupe by Rich Pence, and knowing that it was a for show thing that Bonaparte was working to restore slavery. I think it would have been a different path. I think it would have been a totally different path, and I think Toussaint would have followed behind Dessalines and not left any pink people standing. All the pinks had to go. All the pink people got to go. The pink folk. What it is, what it is. It is what it is, and it is what it was, and we are here. But Haiti is still Haiti today because of the things that Toussaint had done, because of the movements, the preparations, because of the fighting, the insurrection, the revolution and rebellion that Toussaint helped to lead, along with Dessalines, Pichon, Marapus, Christophe, and others that were killed for the freedom and the liberty of Haiti, of Haiti. You know, Man, the black Jacobins as well. They fought in their own way. They just fought in the parliament in France, but they still fought. They still fought all the while. They still fought. They did their part. Everybody did their part for real. Everybody had some part to play. And even in this instance, the last part we read, it was women and children was fighting alongside the men in the fight to not have slavery restored. So, hey, when it comes time for those type of things, your children will not be innocent. The children will not be innocent in that. You cannot when when you fight against somebody who has no empathy for the young, for the old, for the women, for the children. When you fight against somebody who has no empathy or no regard for them, you cannot worry about such things. You have to give it all you got. Everybody got to fight. Everybody has to fight. Yeah, hey, it's liberty or death. Just like Toussaint said, liberty or death. But we can learn from the battle of Toussaint, or from the battles that Toussaint had, that him giving an open hand or open arms to the slave masters was not a good idea. It was not a good idea at all. You are not going to win the war. You might win the battles, but you are not going to win the war by having the enemy fight side by side with you. It's not saying that you can't use them for some sort, the same way Leclerc was using the Copper generals or the Haitian generals at that time, like Malapus and Pichon and Dessalines. You can use them, but you need to use them in certain ways and then get rid of them, because you can never trust them. You can never trust your enemy. Just as iron rusted, so shall your enemy turn on you. He gonna turn on you at the first chance he get. And a lot of them emigres, at the first chance they got, they was ready to restore slavery, start buying slaves. They wanted to start selling slaves. They was ready to get back and take revenge for people fighting for their life. How dare you fight for your freedom, is what the emigres thought. How dare you? You know, bitch, I own you. Bitch, you don't own me. Kill your ass. You know, which, I think, hey man, I think it's only a matter of time. Honestly, me personally, I think it's only a matter of time before things happen here. It's only a matter of time, man, before things happen here. With all the confusion, with all the back and forth and this and that, it's only a matter of time. So you might want to have your mind prepared. You might want to have your body prepared. Shit, you might need to run. Run to the mountains and the secret places. You might need to fight. You might have to fight. You might have to defend your family. You might have to defend your life. So you might want to prepare yourself. And even if not for that, you should be prepared for anything. It could be a natural disaster. You might have to prepare you might have to pull your child out of rubble. You might have to save your family member or something like that. You might have to call upon that Hulk strength and lift up a car. Ah, not my baby. You might have to do some shit, but it's better you start working out and preparing your mind and your body now. Prepare your mind and your body now while you have the time to, because the minute insurrections start for real, like real insurrections, real shit, like what's happening in here, where they was burning down shit, killing everybody. Insurrections happen, man. People not ready for that. A lot of people not ready for that. A lot of people not used to those type of things. Yeah, people in other countries are. People in other countries are used to those type of things. They want to call places like the rack and Chirac, and they want to throw these little names out there like it's really that, but it really ain't that there. Yeah, they killing people, they killing their own people, but they ain't fighting for their life for real. They not fighting for their lives for real out there. You killing over some dumb shit. You killing over a block. You killing over some drugs and money. You killing for dumb shit. But you ain't fighting for your liberty to be free. You're not fighting to get the people who trying to enslave you out, and are fighting for this my land, and we gonna die here. Is either we gonna kick y'all out or we gonna die here. You're not fighting for that, man. You don't know nothing about that. And people don't know nothing about that down here. Not for real. Not now, at least. Maybe back in the day, if some of y'all people was Indians or so-called Indians and shit like that, maybe back in the day, maybe that blood is still in you. Maybe it still run deep in your veins, that you have that fighting spirit for that type of battle. But shit, man, many people don't have that. Many people ain't ready for that. But it is what it is. It is what it is, man. We accomplished what we needed to accomplish today. You had breath to breathe. I had breath to breathe. So I have all I need to succeed. The same way you have all you need to succeed. And I succeeded. I succeeded in part 25 of this book, The Black Jacobins. I read very well tonight. I read very well, at least a lot better than this morning. And we got it out of the way. We got it out the way. Man, I'm in there. I'm in that thing. In that thing. Now, since we worked our body, we worked our mind, now it's time to go out and work our body one last time, man. So get your ass up. Get your ass up. And come on and let's go ahead and work your body, man. Let's get it going. And prepare yourself. And hopefully we can create new habits. Hopefully you can be a better person. Hopefully you can better yourself for what's to come tomorrow. And if not for yourself, better yourself for your children, man. Better yourself for the ones that come after you. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's up to you. It's up to you. You have a choice to choose. You have decisions to make. You have decisions to make. Damn, I wish I remember how to read Arabic, man. So I could read what the hell you wrote. I wish I remembered it. Don't worry, I got my mustatis. I got a mustatis. Ooh, yeah, I remember remember some stuff from when I was in Iraq. I remember some stuff, but I don't remember it all. I used to know a lot. I used to know a lot, but I don't remember it all because I don't speak. I haven't spoken it in so long. But it is what it is. Like I said, let's work our body, man. Let's work our body and get ready to close out. Let's get ready to close out this session of reading with Shiloh, this episode, this part, and we'll pick up tomorrow with episode or part 26. We'll pick back up on page 348, still in chapter 13, because chapter 13 was the longest chapter of the book, man. It was the longest chapter of the book. And we're going to try to get closer to the end of chapter 13. Chapter 13 is the last chapter we will read. And we'll come back after chapter 13 and read the appendix, and then we'll finish the book. Then we'll be finished with the book. And the appendix is From Toussaint Louverture to Fidel Castro. You know, definitely want to read that. I'm able to read that, so we're going to read that. They have the biography or the bibliography in here that comes before the appendix, but the bibliography, I don't know if I want to read that. I don't think I want to read that. It's a lot of sources. It's just a lot of sources. A lot of sources from maybe even from letters. It's like you know, inserts from maybe some letters, or even it's dates, a lot of dates and stuff. And you know, it's something, if you got the book, you can read on your own. I'm not going to read it, but the appendix is more of a read type thing. Let me see. The modern study of the revolution begins before these two masters, with Jean-Ries, who wrote the first volume of his history at the beginning of the century and completed the work before the Russian Revolution. He established once and for all the economic basis of the revolution and showed the insight into the parliaments of the revolution that would be expected from a great parliamentarian and one of the early labor leaders of Europe. He shows a sympathetic understanding of the great mass movements which Oulard had neglected, and by which Marthes, though reorganizing their importance, had been repelled. Yeah, I mean, that was readable, but it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of dates. It's a lot of dates. So I'm gonna pass that up. I'm gonna skip that and go right to the appendix. And the appendix has about from page 391 to 418. From 391 to 418. But we'll push through it. We'll roll through it. We'll roll through that. That'll be another book assassinated. Another book assassinated. That'll be book number 27 for me. Book number 27 assassinated. Now 27 book kills down though. Even though I've read more than that. And even though I didn't count the books I read to my sons at night. I didn't count those. Maybe I should though. And I still haven't figured out a children's hour. I want to do a children's hour. I really want to do the children's hour so I can start reading Desmond Cole, Ghost Patrol. I have the right now is books 1 through 20. I have books 1 through 20, even though there's 25. I'll get 24 and 25 aren't out yet. And I'll go ahead and purchase 21 through 23 at the beginning of the month, so I can have the whole collection of the book. But or the whole collection of Desmond Cole. But I would like to read those for the children. I would like to start reading those for the children. A children's hour, because I know these books like this aren't necessarily for children, but it's still good for if you want your children to know the truth and be, you know, up on certain things. It's still good to let them hear certain things, to let them see certain things, so they can understand that the world ain't all peaches and cream. It's not. It's not. You know, teach your children certain things, prepare them, prepare them. What if you're not here? You know, prepare them. Whether it be little stuff, camping, how to start a fire, how to fish, how to clean it, how to cook it. Prepare them. Prepare them. Use your time wisely while you have it. So you have breath to breathe. You have all you need to succeed. You do. Use the shit you got advantage of. The Terminator. I don't like using the Terminator, but you got the Terminator. Use it. Use your Terminator. Use your CP1000. T1000. Use your Terminator. Anyway, let's do these jumping jacks. I'm gonna get my 250 in. Yeah, I ask of you to do 50 at least. Do 50 things. Do 50 things. You know your body. You know what you can do. Don't cheat yourself. Do something to build yourself up. Do something to work yourself out. I've already worked my mind. I've worked my body once. We're going to work my body one more time. One more time on the going out, man. And we're going to close this shit out. We're going to close this shit out, man. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Tell your people, man, Shiloh out here reading shit, doing shit, we learning shit, we building shit. We're going to be growing some shit, man. We trying to be better, self-sufficient if we can, but better than we was yesterday, and better for yourself, and if not for yourself, for those that come after you. Let's be better. Let's succeed, baby. Let's succeed. You got it in you. Succeed. Stop bullshit. Let's succeed. Oh, Lord, I want to do nothing, but we going to do something. Let me make sure my clothes is tight. I'm going to do 100. I'm going to do 100 jumping jacks, 100 jumping jacks, and 100 of the other things, and then 50 push-ups, 25 up, 25 down, and that's going to be it for the night, man. We're going to close out. We're going to close out, and I'll be back in the morning with Rising Scripts, man, where we're going to get into chapter 5 of the Maccabees and read chapter 5 through chapter 8 of the Maccabees in the morning. So hopefully I get up early. I get up early enough, and we're going to jump in that thing, man. So be ready, be prepared, be on the lookout, man. I'm out here doing my thing. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 5, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. 100 of them bad boys. So it don't fall. Whew-wee. 100, man. Let's do 100 float. 100 on the float. Hit the flow. When you hit the flow. 100 on the flow, man. 100 on the flow. Let's get 100 of these things. Oh, Lord. Oh, shit, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 25, 26, 27, 28. All them suckers. I see what y'all did, y'all suckers. 28, 29, 30, 31, 2, 33, 34, 35, 36, 7, 38, 39, 40, 41, 2, 43, 44, 45, 46, 8, 49, 50, 51, 2, 53, 54, 55, 56, 7, 58, 59, 60, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 68, 69, 70, 71, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 8, 79, 80, 81, 2, 83, 84, 5, 86, 87, 8, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 5, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Them suckers was in here messing with my books. So they was up in here doing, messing with my books. Let's get these push-ups, baby. 50 push-ups. 25 up, 25 down. Whew. I'm out here doing my shit. 25 up, 25 down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 18, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25. 25 down, 25 down. Let's get it. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Oh, shit. Ooh, I feel it in my shoulders. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 250 things. I did my shit. I hope you did yours. Ooh. Oh, shit. I did mine. I hope you did yours, baby. I did 250. I gotta get rid of my good, man. I gotta get rid of that thing. Too much rice and gravy. Too much rice and gravy this week and no working out. Too much sweets this week and no working out. Man, I guess it's back on my fruits and salads. Trying to X out all this sugar. But the jumping jacks I need. I know what works for me. Jumping jacks work for me. Fighting my dummy work for me. That show what I need to do. Keep fighting my dummy. My dummy needs some knees, man. He ain't got no good knees in a minute. I need to give my dummy at least 300 knees. I lie. He need about 500 knees a day, honestly. My dummy need about 500 knees a day. Some knees in the morning and some knees at night. It'll be 250 in the morning and 250 at night. He get them knees, baby. He get them knees. He ain't gonna never tell me stop. Ow, stop. That's enough. He ain't gonna never tell me that. But yeah, I did my that's 500 things for me. That's 500 things for me. Just in the episode. I hope you did something. I hope you did something. I hope there's something some treasure or something that you could have taken from the reading tonight. It was definitely some stuff I learned and I can take from it. Definitely. But we're going to keep seeking. We're going to keep seeking and finding the truth, finding the answers. We're going to unearth the truth, expose the lies. Man, what can we apply to our lives? What can we use? What can we use to help us be better, man? Better. And as long as you have breath to breathe, you have all you need to succeed. Let's remember that. Let's do that. Let's abide by it. Let's succeed. You have all you need. Let's succeed. So till next time, man. Till next time. Catch me on the next one. Reading with SHILO. Or I guess carving with SHILO. I'll do a carving live here soon. I need to finish up the minion ones. I'm close, so I can go ahead and try to finish them up. I've been bullshitting, but I'm close on them. The one of my grandfather and me, and the one of my 3 of my children, I'm close. I'm close on those as well. I can go ahead and finish them. I could probably do a live and try to finish them off. We'll catch them another time, man. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe, share, tell your people, man, I'm out here reading shit. We doing shit. We learning shit, man. We're going to be growing shit. We're going to be building shit, man. We're going to be exploring shit, adventuring some stuff, man. Whoo. Next time, baby. I'm out here. Shalom.